Everyone claims that they would never give in to their dark impulses. But what if you weren't given the choice? In Were Rage, players experience the struggle between light and dark, as they play a werewolf fighting to keep himself from going bloodthirsty. This is represented to the player through Bloodlust, a bar that displays how close the player is to going completely feral. Gameplay will be displayed to the player from the top down, and our camera positioning will be controlled by the player, allowing him to scout out his environment before each engagement. The player will see multiple things on screen during gameplay: a health bar, bloodlust bar, and a combo display. The player takes the role of a test subject turned werewolf, whose only goal is to escape so that he can find the help necessary to recover his humanity. As the player progresses through each level, he will choose to either attack enemies or hide from them, using cover and proper positioning to avoid them entirely. Light attacks damage a single enemy in front of the player and can be used multiple times in quick succession. Light attacks only add a small amount of bloodlust to the player's bloodlust bar. Heavy attacks add much more bloodlust to the player's bar in comparison to light attacks, but give massive combos to make up for it. The player's goal is to get to the end of each level in search for a cure, but he must overcome many short-term challenges in order to be successful. Throughout gameplay, the player will have sub-goals that he must complete on his way to the end of the level. Whether the player must defeat all the enemies in an area or sneak through unnoticed, he will always be rewarded points dependent on how well he completed that sub-goal. Once the player finishes the level, he will be shown his total score. This score is comprised of the score he accumulated throughout the level, as well as whatever bonus score he's earned from completing sub-goals. His total score will earn him upgrade points dependent on what point threshold it lies within. In this case, the player has earned 2 of 3 possible upgrade points. As the player completes each area or group of levels, he will be rewarded with a bonus level where his bloodlust is deactivated. These levels act as a way for players to earn back whatever upgrade points they've missed out on in the levels they've already passed. For example, if the players earned 2 of the 3 possible upgrade points in all 10 levels of an area, then they're missing out on 10 total upgrade points. So that's how many they can earn back in that area's bonus level. The primary enemy force for our players are guards protecting each facility, which would turn into more powerful military men as the player progresses through the story. Guards can wield either melee weapons or guns. The guns are slow shooting, but do lots of damage, while melee weapons are quick hitting, but don't do nearly as much damage. Even though guards are the main bad guy for the player, their focus will be on their bloodlust. Most deaths during gameplay occur due to poor bloodlust management. The player's bloodlust meter fills as the player attacks and kills enemies, and empties whenever the player is not in combat. As the bar fills up, the player will be doing more and more damage, but if it ever fills up entirely, the player will immediately lose as they have gone feral. Our level design gives the player options, as each level has multiple lanes the player can take, each different from the others. Players can choose to take the short path full of zombies, or the longer path that only has a few. It's up to them to decide. Our main inspiration for gameplay came from Ape Out. The player is running from scientists that have been experimenting on him, as he's an ape. The ape fights waves of scientists as he attempts to escape. Our team has one main concern for Were Rage, and that is our bloodlust meter. Players may find themselves getting bored whenever they are hiding from enemies, and we want to do whatever we can to avoid this. We hope to mitigate this risk by beginning depletion after 2 seconds and then depleting faster and faster over time. The bar will also deplete twice as fast whenever the player is using a hiding spot. We hope that this incentivizes players to use cover whenever they are close to bloodlust. Thank you so much for your time. This has been Were Rage.